All right, welcome back. This is part 9, I'll say, of my Lotus Elan. So, part 8, did all the brake lines. So you should go check that out if you already haven't. So, I'm going to start by finishing out the steering system. So, it's the original rack for the car. I've already cleaned it up, painted it. Got the hood spring on there because that's pain in the butt to remove and put it back on. So that's cleaned up, put on. I checked everything out. I needed 2-hour tie rods. The inners are okay. I need to order this yet because this is a little loose yet. Need rack bushings and boots for the steering rack. I needed upper ball joints. Trunnion on that side was good. Trunnion on this side was seized, so I ordered one of them. And then other than that, we're just going to mainly focus on the steering rack today, and then we'll go the spindles out next episode. So I'm going to start by just throwing the gaiters on. For now, I'll zip tie until I can find actual boot clamps because they didn't come with it. Just came with zip ties. I have right now the rack clamps drying because I just painted them. Everything new, I got 2 ball joints for later, 2 rack bushings for now, rack gaiters. There's the zip ties that came with it, tie rod ends. They're a little different than the ones that came off. And then I got 2 trunnion dust caps. Currently waiting on these to dry. Alright, like I said, I'm going to start with the rack boot. I'm going to put a little bit more grease in the boot before I, apparently there's a surprise zip tie in there. But I'm going to put a little more grease in the boot before I put it on. Probably don't need much more than I already have on there, but greasier the better, I guess. Alright, and this is fairly simple. Slips on over. Oh, come on. Maybe all the grease was not a good idea. Yeah, maybe go lighter on the grease. Let's see if the zip tie does it or if I need actual rack boot clamps. Woo! Looks like that'll do it. Now hopefully, when we're at neutral position, right there, don't look too bad. And apparently it's just going to move anyway. Excuse the filthy workbench. Been working on some dirty stuff lately. So we'll see how much of a fight this is. That's not bad. That went pretty well, all things considered. Ta-da! Alright, so next step's going to be fairly easy. New bushings on the rack. The little lip, I believe, goes towards the flanges. So this cast flange and this steel flange. Something like that, I believe. Alright, so my car, when I disassembled it, had 2 shims on the right-hand side of the car, passenger in the US, and 1 shim on the left-hand side of the car. I need to reference the manual and check and see if that's right. Apparently, the rack being spaced one way or the other has an effect on something. I don't 100% comprehend that right now, but I will look into it, make sure everything's right, and maybe even discuss it once I understand it, so somebody who's doing this will know how to do it without having to consult the manual. But other than that, it's pretty simple. These drop on over. I'm going to put the shims there. In the hole it goes. You know, this may be one of those times in life a little lubrication is required. And alright, next step's real simple. Tie rods. Bolted it down. Looks fairly well secured. I mean, boom, now for the other. So, just in case you thought I had my life together or kind of any resemblance of organization, you would be wrong. I'm currently looking for a bag of hardware that I had sitting on the frame for the past 3 weeks since I put the control arms on, because it was the same bag that these nuts were stored in. So currently I am pulling my hair out looking for that said bag that I have no recollection of moving, so it should be in this area vicinity, but it is not, so the struggle is real. Just gonna say that. Found Duesenberg headlights. Maybe Duesenberg headlights. I don't know. An ignition coil for a Mark 6 Jetta. I don't own a Mark 6 Jetta. Why do I have this? This is where I hate myself. I'm an idiot. Alright, so this one was fairly lackluster, but I'm going to call it the end of this episode. Next round, not 100% sure what we're going to be doing, but probably building spindle out and going from there. I don't have a plan on struts yet. Tried to order stuff from the UK, now I got to call my credit card company, tell them to remove fraud protection, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, a big whole mess trying to get stuff ordered in time, so might be a little bit until I get some stuff for the car. But yeah, I'm glad to see it going back together instead of continuously coming apart. Now this still needs to come apart and a lot of work to do on the body, but I needed a little bit of pause from inhaling fiberglass resin all the time, and yeah, get a little bit of motivation with seeing the chassis semi together. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, and hopefully this car will be done here soon.